Hello, welcome back. Now I will study for my upcoming advanced ceramics exam. So uh, I want to share my screen. Okay, I am now studying some questions from my term final exam. So the last question that I have learned that differentiate between intrinsic and thermal dielectric breakdown. So from my slide, I have come to know that there are two kinds of thermal breakdown of dielectric breakdown. Uh, One is intrinsic and other is thermal. So what is intrinsic? Intrinsic breakdown is kind of electron from conduction band, and the electrons are accelerated to such points that they start to ionize lattice, the lattice ion. For example, there are a lattice ion of sodium chloride, sodium and chlorine. The electron will come out of from the conduction band to valence band to conduction band. Then it will ionize the other ions like sodium and chlorine ions, and it will continue to ionize the other atoms. So as more ions ionized, the number of free electron increases, and an avalanche effect is created. What is avalanche effect? It's like a chain reaction. Higher the electric field, faster the electron will be accelerated, and the more likely the breakdown will. So the electron will come out of the from the conduction band, and it will happen for a high electric field. And faster the electrons will be accelerated. The faster the electron will be accelerated, the more likely the breakdown will be occurred. So it is the cause of intrinsic breakdown. The other kind of breakdown is thermal breakdown. So thermal breakdown is the rate of heat generation is higher than the rate of heat dissipation. That means the generation of heat is higher than the heat that exists. Dielectric with will be heated up, conductivity increases. So in this case, the electric will be heated up, conductivity will be increased uh, with the temperature, causing further heating and eventually thermal breakdown. So this is also a kind of chain reaction, chain effect. So in this case, the heat will be applied and the electron will be heated and accelerated. The will be heated and the conductivity will be increasing. As the conductivity will increase, the heat will also increase. For the conductivity, we know that the conductivity, the flow of electrons generates a heat, and eventually the thermal breakdown will be happen. So I have also asked this question in my chat GPT. So here is the sorry here is the other solves that we found from chat GPT. The differences of extrinsic and intrinsic thermal breakdown. Here is the difference. Intrinsic breakdown. What is intrinsic breakdown? It is caused by electron acceleration and the conduction band. The conduction band more than the heat is exiting, increasing conductivity, and it will increase the conductivity as the thermal temperature increase and then cause further heating until breakdown. So we can see this difference in this chart. In this chart, uh, the difference is more clear. The cause of intrinsic breakdown is electron acceleration causing ionization and valency. And thermal breakdown. In thermal breakdown, the cause of thermal breakdown is excessive heat generation exceeding dissipation. Mechanism is ionization of lattice ions by high energy electrons. And the thermal breakdown is the mechanism of heat increases the conductivity and leading to breakdown. The field dependence requires high electric field intrinsic behavior, and in thermal breakdown, the field dependence is occurs at a moderate fields with poor heat management. Temperature less dependent on temperature, and the thermal breakdown strongly dependent on heat generation. Examples are common in high common in high pure defect free materials, and the thermal breakdown examples are found in materials with poor thermal effects. Now we will next question, capacitance. So the question is, explain how dielectric materials enhance capacitance. So I will copy from here and paste into my chat GPT. Okay, what might be the instructions? I will also upload the PDF of my lecture. It is lecture 40. Okay. Explain the dielectric material enhance capacitance. The next question. Exam. So question number capacitance. Capacitance. What is capacitance? The question is, explain how dielectric. The question is, explain how dielectric materials capacitance. Explain how dielectric materials enhance capacitance. So dielectric dielectric materials enhance capacitance by polarizing under electric field. Enhance capacitance by polarizing under an electric field, which reduces the effective field between capacitor plates. This increases the ability to store charge when the high dielectric constant materials are used. So, what are the details given in the slide? I will check it from here. Capacitor. Explain the dielectric materials enhance capacitance. Dielectric materials enhance capacitance. The capacitor is an electric device used to store charge, which is received in dielectric into conductor plate. Direct easy polarized should contain high dielectric constant, should have high electric resistivity, so that charge can be put to the other, must have high dielectric strength so that it can operate at high voltage and yet made as small as possible. So polarized, must easily be polarized, should contain high dielectric constant, should have high electric resistivity, so that the charge cannot pass through from one conductor to the other, must have dielectric strength. Single layered capacitor, ceramic in the center, the outer surface is made closed by epoxy, and the other layer is metal electrode, leads, single layer capacitor, metal termination, multi-layer capacitor. To improve a capacitor performance, the layer of dielectric or thermal in parallel plates, the capacitance C is equal to K prime epsilon naught n minus 1 AD. So explain how dielectric materials enhance capacitance. This is the question. Dielectric materials have good K prime. So as the K prime increase, C also increase. So the dielectric material enhance capacitance. We can see from this dielectric properties of barium titanate. This is the different topic. So I will jump into the chat GPT tab again. So capacitance. Dielectric materials enhance capacitance by polarizing under an electric field. So electric field, dielectric materials enhance reduces the electric effective field between which reduces the effective field between capacitor plates, which reduces the effective field between capacitor plates. This increases the ability to store charge, especially when high dielectric constant materials are used. I have instructed that the solve must be short and concise. What if I do not give the instructions? Then it will be short and concise. What are the other reasons? Dielectric materials enhance capacitance by polarizing under an electric field. So we can know that there is an electric field, and these dielectric materials are polarized, and which reduces the effective field between the capacitor plates. So the capacitor plates in the between the capacitor plates, the dielectric materials are between, and in the dielectric material, electric field will be reduced. The reducing the field between the capacitor plates and allowing more charge to be stored. Materials with high dielectric constant further increase capacitance by amplifying this polarization effect. So here is the other explanation. Dielectric materials enhance capacitance by polarizing in response to an electric field, reducing the field between capacitor plates, reducing the field between the capacitor plates, allowing more charge to be stored. Materials with high dielectric constant further increase capacitance by amplifying this polarization effect. So there is a polarization effect, but by using the dielectric material, the polarization effect is further increased by reducing the electric field between the capacitors and storing, allowing more charge to be stored. This is how dielectric material works. So I will take notes from this. The solve will be dielectric materials enhance capacitance by polarizing in response to an electric field, reducing the field between capacitor plates. So what it works, reducing the field between capacitor plates. The second of this dielectric material is allowing more charge to be stored. Materials with high dielectric constant further increase capacitance by applying this polarization effect. So materials with high dielectric constants further increase capacitance by amplifying this polarization effect. I will also write the formula from the slide. The formula that have been given into the slide is C is equal to K prime minus 1 A divided by D, where K prime is equal to dielectric constant. Dielectric constant of dielectric material. As the K prime increase, C also increase. Okay, right, right in point by point, right point by point. What happens if I write this very point by point? Oh, when I'm streaming in the YouTube, the net gets slow. Okay, point by point polarization effect. Dielectric materials polarize under an electric field, so they also polarize as the plates polarize, reducing the electric field between capacitor plates. Reducing the electric field between capacitor plates increase charge storage. This reduced electric field allows capacitors to store more charge. High dielectric constant materials with high dielectric constant enhance this effect, significantly boosting capacitance. Improved dielectric performance. Dielectric materials enable capacitors to operate efficiently at small sizes and high voltages. Dielectric materials enable capacitors to operate efficiently at small sizes and high voltages. Okay. What is the next question? This question has been answered. What factors affect performance of capacitor? What performance affect the performance of capacitor? So I will write in the my copy the question: what factors affect the performance of a capacitor? What factors affect the performance of capacitor? Oh, where it solves. Wait, yeah, here are the solves. Wait, yeah, here are the solves. Nothing in two, nothing in one, I hope so. So factors affecting the performance of capacitor include dielectric material. The dielectric constant K prime must be high to increase the store charge storage. It should be easily polarized and have high dielectric resistivity to prevent charge leakage. Dielectric strength: the material should have high dielectric strength to withstand high voltages without breakdown. Capacitor design: the number of plates and thickness of the dielectric material impact capacitance. So the number of N and the thickness, the value of D, thickness and the number of plates and the thickness. The number of plates is N in the formula. And the number of plates is N in the formula, and the thickness is D. Thickness of the dielectric material impact capacitance. Increasing the number of plates of dielectric layer affects the polarization of dielectric material, which in turn influence capacitance, affects the polarization of dielectric material. So if temperature increase, I have written in the previous question that temperature has an effect on dielectric loss. So if temperature increases, mobility increases, dielectric loss increases, and we do want to lose dielectric. So we have to maintain a suitable temperature, not increasing the temperature. Temperature affects the polarization of the dielectric material, which in turn influence capacitance. Frequency: we want not to migration the ions. We want to store the ions. So frequency must okay. These are the low frequency materials are better ion migration, which may influence the performance of dielectric material. It will influence negatively. You can say it. So this answer is more broad. I will summarize it. Factors affecting performance. Okay, this is also based on the content. Factors affecting what are said in the slides. Dielectric so in here, to improve capacitance, the layer of dielectric or number of plates is increased. For the capacitor containing n parallel plates, the capacitance C is equal to K prime epsilon naught n minus 1. So we want to increase n, we want to increase A, we want to decrease D, we want to increase epsilon naught and K prime. So epsilon naught is constant, we cannot increase epsilon naught, we have to increase K prime. So the factors affecting capacitor performance: one, dielectric material, high K prime, high resistivity. K prime is a relative dielectric constant. Number two, dielectric strength. We need a good dielectric strength in the material, so to with voltage to withstand the electric field. Otherwise, it will break. Dielectric strength withstand high voltages. Number two, number three, design. So we can say C is equal to K prime epsilon naught n minus 1 A by D. More plates or thicker dielectric improves performance. Thicker dielectric. Thick D, if D increases, C will decreases. So more plates or thicker dielectrics. No, it's thinner dielectrics. I can uh, say that D must be low. So how thicker dielectrics will help in here. Design performance increases the number of plates or dielectric enhance performance. So how thicker or thinner? More plates. I can agree with this. More thinner dielectric layers increase capacitance because capacitance is inversely proportional to the thickness of the dielectric material. However, the dielectric must still maintain adequate strength to prevent breakdown. Okay. More dielectric plates and thinner, less D, less D, thinner dielectric improves performance. Improves performance. What about A? What about area? What about area? Temperature, impact polarization and capacitance. Impact polarization and capacitance. Temperature increase, dielectric loss in and dielectric response. So high frequency, high frequency high ionization dielectric loss will be increased. So we want low frequency. Low frequency. Frequency affects the ion migration and dielectric response. So the factors increasing the area of the capacitor plates, increasing the capacitance, as capacitance is directly proportional to the capacitance. As capacitance is directly proportional to larger the plate area, allow more charge to be stored. So we can say that increasing capacity capacitance. So we need high K prime dielectric constant, high N, high A, low B. Okay. Okay. What is the next question? What factors affect the performance of capacitor? I have answered this question. The next question is from dielectric properties of barium titanate. From dielectric properties of barium titanate. Copy. Write it. Dielectric properties. 14. Write it based on my given content. So the question is, how does question from Pankaj, how does the crystal structure of barium titanate influence, how does the structure of barium titanate influence what? How does the crystal structure of barium titanate influence its dielectric properties? We have a perovskite structure. The unstable titanium ion occupies center positions in the octahedral sites. So, in the octahedral sites, one of six of center positions of octahedral sites result in spontaneous polarization. Polarization number two, number point. High polarization arises from alignment of titanium ions when an electric field is applied, leading to a high dielectric constant. Phase transition. Change in crystal structure from cubic to tetragonal with temperature significantly affect the dielectric behavior. Grain size. Smaller grain size produce high dielectric constant.